Hi, Verbling. My name is Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. And today we're going to be asking and answering interview questions. If you guys want to friend me on Facebook, that I'm doing, and you guys can message me to ask questions or just to chat. Or, of course, you can message me on Facebook or on on Verbling as well, and ask me about any availability I have, tutoring sessions, or when I'm teaching, anything you want. Adela, welcome back.
Hello, Michaela.
I liked in the last class you put a second tongue twister, something like red roses are flowers or something like that.
Yes,
That was a great one. We didn't have time to go over it, but it looks like a good one.
I I saw about the R or the T or to repeat.
Mhm.
To,
Mhm. Yeah, we start with red roses, which is good for that R sound, and even flowers has R at the end of the word. So that's an excellent practice sentence. Thanks for adding that, Adela.
Thank you.
Saku, welcome to class.
Hi teacher, how are you?
Good. I think this is the first time I've had you in class, right?
Yes, this first
It's
time.
it's very nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm from Vietnam.
Cool. Well, it's good to have you here. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, nice to meet you too.
And I know I'm going to mispronounce this. Allah? Allah?
Yes, hello
Did I
teacher,
get
how
close?
are you?
Good.
Yeah,
How
no,
are you?
actually,
Will you
fine, thank you.
pronounce it for me one time so I can just
Yeah,
try
you
again?
pronounced it right. Allah.
Allah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to do my best, and I'm so sorry if I mispronounce it.
No, thank you. Nice to meet you.
All right. Welcome, guys. And where are you from, Allah?
I'm from Jordan.
Cool. Making our class a little more diverse.
Yeah,
Good to have you.
thank you.
All right. I'm going to put the notes for class in the chat boxes so you guys can open them if you want and load them. And once we start talking, I will also screen share for you guys, just in case you don't have access to those notes. Ethan, welcome to class.
Hi.
Hi,
Good
it's
morning.
been a while since I've seen you.
You have seen me before?
Yeah, it's been I think so. It's been a long time though. A couple months maybe?
Oh, yes. A couple minutes ago, I have attended a class with you.
You've been busy. Okay.
Just a little.
All right. Well, it's good to have you guys here. And it's going to be a fun class talking about interviews. So, before we get started with the actual interview, I'm going to ask you guys a couple test questions. And the first one is, what is your educational background? And of course, this is no stress. You don't have to impress me. You can say that I stopped going to school when I was 12 and started working or whatever. Just what's your educational background? Starting with Saku. Tell me, what's your educational background?
Okay, I graduated University of Civil Engineer 5 years ago, and now yes.
Very cool. Congratulations on graduating.
Thanks, okay.
Awesome. Ethan, what's your educational background?
My education background attends the University of Life.
Sorry, what?
Attends the University of Life.
Ah. So you took tests at university?
The University of Life.
Ah, the University of Life. Very nice. Yeah, very cool. And what does your experience of life include? Have you been working? Have you been exploring?
Mm, I I was at experiencing the exported life, and
Very cool.
as a, and I'm at work as a self-employed, just introduce the product at the factory to another company. I'm just like a connector, connected the wholesales to the factory.
Wow, cool. Very interesting. All right, thank you, Ethan. Ala, what's your educational background?
Yes, I'm a dentist. I have a master degree in oral medicine. And hopefully I'm preparing or planning to do my PhD soon. So that's it. Yeah, I've finished my bachelor degree about 10 years ago, and my master degree about 5 years ago. Yes.
Impressive. Very impressive. Thank you.
Thank you.
Adela, what's your educational background?
I have a degree in biology and an educational master.
Very
I,
cool.
I teach in a school.
Wow. So you're all about education. Awesome. All right, we have a couple of students just joined class. Hussein, welcome to class.
Hello, Misha. Thank you.
Very cute new picture.
Yeah, I like it too.
And Hussein, this is our first question of our interview, our mock interview. What's your
Yeah.
educational background?
I'm currently a university student and I study international relations and I have 1 year to finish my study. Yeah.
Interesting. Very cool.
Yeah.
And what does international relations mean? Like cultural
Yeah.
studies?
Not exactly cultural studies, but it's about the diplomacy and we study theories of international relations, history, law,
Ah, cool.
and yeah, economy, and it's all about states and diplomacy. Yeah, we can.
Wow. Very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jonathan, welcome to class.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am fine, thank you.
So tell us, what is your educational background?
Yes, I studied law at the university. When I finish my career, I get one, how can I say that? A master in commercial law.
Cool.
Yeah,
So you're still in school or have you finished?
I am finished, teacher.
Wow, that's a lot. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. And I'm pretty sure I have had you in class before, but I totally forget how to pronounce your name.
Oh, Alex.
Sorry, I knew that. Alex.
Alex.
Welcome
Hi,
back,
teacher.
Alex. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Good. So what is your educational background, Alex?
I finished master degree 1 year ago, and now is engineer.
All right. So you went to school and now you're working as an engineer.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. So we have a comment in the Verbling chat box from Xuan Ni, and she's asking how to join class. Xuan Ni, You can press the green button that says join class should be in the top right of the screen when you're watching. And if you can't, or in the bottom, not sure, or if you can't click that for any reason, it probably means that the class is full today. But you can wait because sometimes a student might drop out or have to leave early, and you would definitely be welcome. If for any reason there are students out there who would really want to join, but there's no space, you guys can leave messages in the chat box and we'll talk about them. So you guys can answer any of these questions by writing in the chat box, and then I'll read your responses and we can discuss them a little or answer any questions you guys have. Okay. And last but not least, Andy, welcome to class. Welcome back.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you back. So Andy, what is your educational background?
Well, I recently graduated with a petroleum engineering degree, so I'm a fresh graduate.
Cool. Interesting. Do you like it?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Awesome. Good to hear. Okay, so today what we're going to do, I sent the notes into the chat boxes, and I'm going to send them into the Google chat one more time because I know that can be, sometimes it cuts off and doesn't show it to everyone. What we're going to do is answer some of these questions, but I'm going to have you guys do the interview. So I'm going to start with a student, and that student is going to ask the next student a question. That student will answer and then ask the next question to a new student. So you guys will be conducting the interview and answering the interview for the first few questions. And then towards the end, we have some other activities that hopefully if we get to them, they will be very interesting. But before we get started in all that, I have one more question for you guys. I want to know what kind of experiences you have had in interviews. So I'd like to know if you've been to an interview before, what you think they're like. And if you haven't been to an interview before, what do you expect from an interview? And I'll start with Alex on this one, so we'll go the opposite direction. Have you been interviewed before, and what was your experience?
I had interview before, and I passed to interview, and this was very long, and I have prepared for the interview. Take questions and writing answers, and this is very helped me to to speak more easy and very important. Prepare your questions for the interviewer.
Yeah, that's a great way to practice. That way you don't get to the interview and get nervous, which I always do. I always get really nervous before interviews. All right. Saku, can you share an interview experience with us?
Okay. I think the first thing, the first important, you need to prepare a lot. I think the first thing you need to make the employer impress you, and I mean you have to have a good appearance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean
that can be very important.
the clothes, the posture, when we talk with interviewer, and you
you need to answer the question clearly, and I think um, you, you try to um, yeah, I mean
Yeah, dressing well can be important, and it helps you feel a little more confident, I think.
oh
When
yes,
you look
okay,
amazing, you feel great.
yeah, make you feel confident when you face the interviewer, and I think when you feel
Totally.
when you feel confident, you will answer better.
Definitely. You feel more professional. Excellent advice. Thank you. Jonathan, do you have any interview experiences or advice you'd like to share with us?
Yes, teacher. I had a experience with the interview. When I have a interview, I don't expect that the interviewers asking me some weird questions, like a psychological question. I hate that. I really don't like, because I think that this question don't have anything to be with your job.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. For that reason I don't like this question, this kind of question.
Yeah, definitely. That's stressful.
Yes, very stressful. But
Mm-hmm.
this is the only.
I never know how to answer those questions. They always ask, like, what's your best time of day? And I'm like, all the time. I'm good all the time. I
Yeah, yeah.
don't know. Difficult questions to answer. Thanks, Jonathan.
You're welcome.
Hussein, do you have any interview experiences you'd like to share or advice?
Yeah, I have been interviewed once, and it was accidentally, and the interviewer came along me and he asked me some questions. I was in a conference about some stations in Turkey, and they asked me some political questions, and I talked about it, but it was so accidentally, and I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I can advise that you should know maybe before, if they want to interview you, you should know at least
Yeah,
that.
time to prepare.
Yeah, and and also once I want once I apply for a job, they interview me to get this job, and they asked me some questions, and I think we should be prepared for it before we go there, and yeah,
Surprise interviews are not a good way
not
to do it.
yeah,
All right, good
exactly.
advice. Ethan, do you have any experiences that you'd like to share with us?
Yes, I have a lot of experience of the interview because I had uh, a lot of interviews um, in the past. The employee always asks, mm, what's the salary? And what was the salary in your previous company? And also, they would ask, what's your major at is the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and they will also would ask out of the job, and they, they would ask, what is the one thing I hate most out of the job you have had in the past? Uh, and why are you leave? Why did you leave your previous company? So you have to give a good reason. Uh,
Yeah.
don't tell them. Don't tell them that boss is not nice or something. The
Yeah.
company is rude. Don't say something back to that company.
Totally. They try to trap you into an answer. You know, if you answer like, "Oh, it was totally terrible because it was too much work," or "my boss was a jerk," or something, they're gonna say like, "Nope, not that guy."
Okay, thank you. Call you
Good
later.
answer, Ethan. Thanks.
Thanks. Yeah.
Andy, do you have any experiences or advice you'd like to share about interviews?
Yeah, I had interview experience when I was at university to join a board member of a student organization, and I wasn't well prepared for that interview. So it was my first interview. I didn't expect the question to be so hard, like the psychological questions, like
Mm-hmm.
like what Jonathan say, and yeah, very very hard questions, and you can't say what quickly what you think, like what's your do you work well under pressure, and what's your biggest weakness? And that time I said I can think of one, and I said no, I haven't. I haven't. So of course, everybody has weakness, and
Yeah,
it's you have to be well prepared for an interview. That's a
totally.
lesson.
Yeah, those are some tough questions to answer.
Yeah.
All right. Allah, do you have any experiences or advice you'd like to share with us?
Yes, of course, I agree that confident and the first impression is very important. Maybe more important than the qualifications itself for some employers. So you have to be confident, you have to look good, and yes, to feel comfortable while you are talking with the employer or possible employer. Recently, yes, I have an experience. It was also an unexpected interview. I was going just to put the CV, and I supposed that I will wait until they call me again to interview, but instead they told me why not to make an interview now. So I was not prepared. And I'm working in the academic field, so our interviews, you have to give a sample lecture or a sample of your work, how you can do the academic work. So I was surprised that I'll have to do the interviews suddenly. But fortunately, I have some of my work, on the Dropbox and like that. So I decided, okay, why not? I'll do it now. And I downloaded some of my materials, did a sample lecture, and yeah, it went so good.
Wow, that
Yes.
sounds stressful. I'd be very scared of that kind of situation.
When you do it for many times, I think it becomes regular. The most stressful part for me is also the psychological questions I don't like. Yes, but
Yeah,
the professional part, it's okay. It's okay. You can deal with.
yeah, totally. Great example. And Adela, tell us, do you have any experience or advice you'd like to share about interviews?
I have been in an interview before to work when I start to work at the school. It was a promotion because I work for a local government yet. This is to change about the job in same company. I don't have nervous because before they are a punctuation, a curriculum punctuation. I have a good punctuation. This is the first. And when I start the interview, I was confident. I don't nervous because I knew my position, no, about the other people, and it's not for one job place. There was 10 job place. It's impossible. Don't have the job. This is a relaxing interview. I was participative to proposing the news things about the job place, etc. It's good when you have when you had sure about the order or the possibility.
Totally. Confidence really helps in an interview.
Yes.
Definitely. Okay. So now we're going to switch to the document, which I put in the Google and the Verbling chat box a couple of times. And I'm going to screen share for you as well. So if you guys need it, you can just look off my screen. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to answer these bullet point questions. And I'm going to ask Adela to ask the first question to Allah. So Adela is going to ask, Allah is going to answer, and then Allah, you're going to ask the next question, the one below the first one. All right?
Okay, Allah,
Okay.
why did you leave your previous employer?
Yes, actually, I left my previous job for a new job that give me a better conditions in the contract. So I finished my first contract. Then I could get a better contract. I mean financially. So was the point. There was increase in salary, so I've decided to leave to go to the new job. Yes, that's it.
Promotionate, no? To promotionate.
There is there is
job,
okay, in the previous job there is okay system of promotions, but it's not it was not good as I wanted. I found the new place conditions better financially, so that's it. Yeah. And
Okay.
please tell me about an obstacle you faced in your previous position and what you did to overcome it.
It's from
And
me
that
or
one
other?
is directed. That one is directed at Andy. Andy, can you tell us? Can you answer the second one about obstacles you faced and how you overcame them?
Yeah. I think this is when I was had an internship at a company. I had been given a projects and assignments that I had no prior knowledge before, that I wasn't well versed in. So that is the obstacles, because I have to learn quickly and be flexible, and I think I pulled it off nicely and
Excellent.
make a good
So
result. Yeah.
You had to quickly learn, and you were dedicated, and you did it? Great job. Excellent. All right. Will you ask the next question to Ethan? Andy, can you ask the question number 3 to Ethan?
Okay, Ethan, what is your weakness, your biggest weakness, maybe?
And Ethan, are you there? There we go.
Yeah,
so tell us, what's your greatest weakness, or tell us about your weaknesses.
My weakness. My weakness is sometimes just my mind is uh, work out or just sometimes just not really patient. It's very terrible for doing the job.
Mm. And what do you do about that?
You mean are you asking what did I do about that?
Yeah, how do you resolve that weakness? Solve the
Yes,
problem.
yeah, I'm trying and I tried and just be more focused in the job. Don't ignore another things, just like that.
All right. Excellent. And can you ask the next question for us you're going to be asking to Jonathan.
Okay, Jonathan, what can you contribute to my company?
I think that I will doing a great job in your company because I have a lot of experience in my career. Um, I pour of all of my period for your company, and also I can doing a better job.
Awesome. So you're better than the other guys. You do a better job.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good answer. Can you ask the next question to Saku?
Okay. My question for Saku is who is your best quality?
Actually, the question should be the next one here that I'm highlighting.
Okay. What number is teacher?
It should be the one you answered is what can you contribute to my company? The one beneath that is yours.
What does it mean to be successful? This is a question, no?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, okay.
So
Go ahead, Saka.
Yeah, Saku. Tell us, what does it mean to be successful?
Okay. The first thing, if you want to be successful, I think we need to work. We need to work hard with I think 110%. And you need to have a responsibility for or retail or work you do, especially the in detail, and I think we need to be creative thought when we work, and yes, that's all, I think.
Those are a lot of good qualities that might bring you success. Will you read the next question underneath that one? And this one is directed at Alex.
Okay. Alex, welcome to our interview. And what do you look for in an employer?
Tell us, Alex.
I expect from employer only two things. This is very qualified some workers and interesting and difficult project. So workers, I explain why. Uh, so workers is important because in the uh, when you work in the command with professional, you study more quickly than if you study with yourself. And if you then next, if you have a difficult and interesting project task, you work more hardly, and this is give you many experience and enjoy when you can solve this problem and realize your things in reality.
Awesome. Great answer. Can you ask the next question to Adela? It should be the one below the employer one.
Adela, what does customer service mean to you?
Adela, are you there?
Yes, I talk with me. Customer service for me is more than two words, customer service, because I think it's very important to care the customer, because it's the successful in the company. The company is is necessary in the company to have a customer, to care the customer, to have a good service. The customer have reason, always have reason. Is the first. I think is the department more the most important in a company. I think.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Adela. Okay, the next one, since everyone has asked and answered a question, the next one I'm going to ask to you guys in general and ask you to write a couple sentences in the chat box for your response. So, where do you see yourself in 10 years? That's the question. And I'd like you to write a couple sentences in the chat box telling me about where you see yourself. And if you guys can't, if you don't have access, like if you're on a phone or an iPad, you can let me know and you can just answer verbally. Is anyone on a phone or an iPad right now?
No.
Okay, great. Then everyone put it in the chat box whenever you're ready. Tell me where you see yourself in 10 years.
Sorry, teacher. Answer on this question, I should write in the chat box.
Yeah, write a couple sentences in the chat box and then I'll read them and we'll discuss them, or I'll correct any errors you've made.
Thank you.
Okay. We have a few ready already. So, the first one I see, I'd like to be retired, but I don't know if it will be possible because the law changes a lot. Ooh. Well, I hope you get to retire. And a couple small errors here. I don't know if it will be possible, if it will.
Ah,
You might have just missed that word. And the law changes.
yes.
Or you could say the laws change. You could switch either one.
Yes.
Awesome. Let's see if we have any more ready in the Google chat. In a managerial position, maybe? Head of department. That would be nice. You're ambitious sounding, Allah.
Yes, something like that. Yeah,
Awesome.
that's maybe I'm planning for that, having a higher degree and to have less teaching and maybe yes, managerial position.
Great. In the Verbling chat box, we have a couple more. I will be a professional designer in construction field as an expert. Ooh, another ambitious one. Sounds good. Slight error here. I will be a professional designer in the construction field. So you want to, since it's a specific field, say the construction field.
Okay.
And as an expert. That's the only thing. Well done. I see myself as a CEO of a company. Awesome. It's a company, not an company. But otherwise, it's great, Jonathan. Thank you. All right, one more in the Google chat. I want to improve my English and professional skills and work in the science research as a head. Okay, as a head of department, maybe? Or as a manager or something? Good answer. Very good answer. Also, you used some slang that is good to know, but not necessarily good for an interview. Wanna is slang. So it's an excellent word to know because it's very common. It's very like cool internet lingo, but it's actually not totally correct English. So it's something you want to avoid in an interview for sure. But it's good to know.
Good to know.
Okay, I'll be traveling around the world. Nice, Adela. Where do you plan to travel?
New Zealand.
Ooh, beautiful. Very nice. All right. Am I still waiting on a couple? Are we all in? I'll wait for a couple more. And in the meantime, we have a couple other interesting scenarios that I'll put the screen share back up. Oops. See if I want. One more. Nope. Okay. And Ethan, did you have anything to add for the answer to this question, where you'll be in 10 years?
In my 10 years, I would say I would if I'm a salesman.
A salesman, cool.
I could expand the market to all over the world.
Wow, very nice. That's a pretty good one. You have goals.
Yeah.
All right.
The boss must really like me.
All right. So, let's see. If anyone still has one to put in the chat box, go ahead, take your time, write whatever you want, and I'll get to it on the next round. Right now, we're going to move on to another question, kind of, and it's an interesting one. The next question is, another employee is stealing supplies or something else from the office. Would you report him? So if an interviewer asked you this question, what would you say? You don't necessarily have to be honest, because not everyone is honest in interviews. But if a prospective employer asked you what you would do, how would you respond? And I'm going to ask for a few answers to this question, starting with Alex. What would you say?
Very interesting questions. I don't know. I never don't have these situations. But I think I should send a letter for the for director or secretary.
Okay, so you might like anonymously tip off your employer to say like, hey, I think this guy is doing something bad.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, not a bad answer. Probably what they want to hear. Saku, what would you say to this same question? If you caught another employee stealing, would you report him?
Report the interviewer.
Yeah, if the interviewer asked you, so if you guys can pretend that I am interviewing you for your next position, so what would you tell me as your interviewer? Would you say yes or no? Or exactly how would you respond?
I think I'll answer no. I don't see anything, and
So you tell the interviewer like, no, I definitely wouldn't report him. Brave move, bold, honest. All right, thanks, Saku. And we'll get one more response here. Jonathan, what would you do in this situation if an interviewer asked you this question?
Okay, teacher. Immediately, I am going to human resource. I am report him.
Wow, okay. So you would be a dedicated employee, and you would run to human resources to take care of the problem.
Exactly. Because
Okay, so that's what you would
really
tell.
bad.
Yeah, you would tell an employer that. Is that what you would really do? Is it an honest answer?
Yes, it's an honest answer.
All right. Awesome. You had some confidence with that one. Nice. Thank you very much, Jonathan.
You're welcome.
Okay, so the next one is another interesting question. And again, pretend that I am your interviewer. So the question is, you are not getting along with your manager or coworker. How would you resolve the problem? So if I were an interviewer asking you this question, what would you tell me? Starting with Ethan.
Yes, teacher. I'm very good communicate with other people, and although they are, although I'm not really familiar with them, if they have a problem we are meeting, I will I very good. Actually, I'm very good at teamwork, so I would get along with them.
Great. Okay, so you would try to communicate better and talk more.
Yes.
Very good answer. Next up, Andy. The same question. If you were not getting along with your manager or coworker, how would you resolve the problem?
Okay, if I were not getting along with my manager or my coworker, I would sit down with them and talking about our differences, our problem, and find a way to find a solution or the way to fix the relationship maybe. And I think usually after that everything goes smoothly. So mutual understanding, I think, is important.
Very mature answer. Nice. All right.
Thank you.
Now we're going to switch it up. Allah, you get a new one. The next question is for a marketing job. And the question is, would you be willing to market cigarettes to high school children or high school students?
Actually, no. I don't. I will not. I'm not going to market anything that that interfere with my beliefs, or interfere with the right thing. I will market only what I see is right or no. For cigarettes, it's of course not a good choice. I can't market something like cigarettes or anything that is not good for other because for I don't use it for me, or I can't convince myself. So how I can convince other people?
All right. Wow. You're a very principled man, sticking to your ideas. Great. And since Adela left, Alex, will you answer this one as well? Telling us, would you market cigarettes to high school students?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not so good seller. I think I can't sell the cigarettes, alcohol. I don't like it.
All right. So not only would you not do it, but you don't think you'd really be good at it. You don't think anyone would want you to do it.
Maybe.
That's pretty funny. Okay. All right. The next question we're going to answer, I'm going to skip down a couple, is about sexual harassment. So how would you handle being sexually harassed at work? So you can just make up your own scenario about a coworker who is sexually harassing you or treating you in an inappropriate way. Saku, what would you do in that situation?
Oh man,
It's a hard one.
yeah. In fact, I have never fallen in this situation. But if someone or coworker harass me, I think I need to talk direct with him and um, pretend him to stopping stopping his behavior to me. And I said, if you do again, I think I will talk with our boss and.
Okay,
Yes,
so you try to scare them off and say, "I'll report you."
yes.
All right, that's a good answer, I think. Jonathan, same question. What would you do if someone was sexually harassing you at work?
Oh, teacher. Okay. I think that first of all, I talk with this person and I tell him that I don't like that maybe she doing. I don't like sexual harassment. I will say that don't doing anymore. And after that, if the person continue with this attitude, I go into the human resource of the company, and I think that I saying that, telling that.
All right, good answer. So you talk to the person first and then go to human resources.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I think that is better.
Okay. We'll get one more answer here. Ethan, will you tell us what you would do in that kind of situation with sexual harassment if someone was harassing you at work?
Well, if I were a girl in the situation, I would tell him, don't do that. That's not nice. I'm not interested in you. Sorry.
All right. So you'd have like a mature conversation with them?
Mature?
Yeah, mature. Something like a respectable and responsible conversation with the person saying that you're not interested and to please not do that anymore.
Yeah, not do that anymore. I'm not going to talk to him anymore if I were a girl.
All right, good answer. Okay. And let's see, on the next page, we have a couple more questions. The next one is, how much money would you require? So I'd like you guys to answer this, but keep in mind that this is your interviewer asking. So would you be honest about how much money you want? Or how would you handle it if someone directly asked you, like, how much money do you need? It's a very difficult question in an interview. Andy, would you be honest here and tell us how much money you would require?
Oh, I think I would answer. I think I would pretty happy with the salary range that the company advertised, and I think I would not go further than that salary range.
Okay, so you would try to find out what the company is offering first before you tell them that.
Yeah.
Good tactic. All right. And we'll go on to the last question for our last person. Are you willing to work overtime? How much and unpaid? So the person, employer, is asking you to work extra and they're not going to pay you for it. Would you tell them yes just to get the job? What would you do?
For overtime, I can accept, but unpaid, no. I refuse. I'm not going to work overtime unpaid. If they pay for overtime, yes, I can work overtime, provided that they are paying, of course, as the law, as it's constituted in the law. Yeah.
Okay, good answer. I think that definitely is reasonable. You're not going to work extra for no money. All right, guys. Do you guys have any other comments or questions before we finish up today?
Yes.
Or what's up?
The last question, as you mentioned, are you willing to work overtime? How much unpaid? This always happens in the interview, but it never. Some companies not. They never have that overtime. Just ask what you're thinking of, and I would say yes. If I'm not done a job, what I'm planning to do today, I will work overtime.
Yeah, sometimes companies do ask that, and sometimes they don't ask you directly. They'll just say like, "Oh, well, can you work a little more on this today?" And you have to be direct and say like, "Okay, I'm willing," or "Nope, I'm going home. See ya."
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I think, yeah, I hope in the future, the next interview, I have to face with interviewer so friendly like you. I think I'll be answer professional.
Yeah, definitely. We have a couple questions in the chat box that we should get to before finishing up today. Someone wants to know, how do you deal with confrontation? And we kind of addressed that a couple times, but do you guys have any other suggestions for her? Like if someone asked, how do you deal with confrontation? What's a good response? Does anyone want to volunteer for that one? How about, any ideas?
What's your question? In the chat box?
Yeah, the question is in the Verbling chat box. It was a question from Sarah, and she said, help me to answer the question, how do you deal with confrontation? I think it's a good question, and it's hard to answer because you have to be polite and not make a fight about anything, but confrontation can be difficult.
Yes.
Let's get an answer from Ethan. Do you have a good answer for that one?
Just in the straight. I don't know. I can talk about it another time. Just calm down.
Yeah, I see you have a pretty good response in the chat box for her. Thank you for helping her with that one. And then we have one more question in the chat box, the difference between private sessions and classes. The difference is the number of people. So in these classes, we have 9 students for 1 teacher. And right now, that's me. But most of the time, I'm professional enough to be a teacher. Not always, but most of the time. But we also do private classes, and you can look on any of the teachers' profiles. They have a schedule of hours that they can provide private tutoring. Of course, it costs a little more for those private classes, if anyone is interested. But they're good to look at for a little reinforcement of these lessons or any specific questions. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming and being here. And I'll see you guys again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.